Think the world map you saw in school was accurate? Think again. For centuries, the maps we've trusted have been telling us a massive lie. The Mercator projection, the map in every classroom, was great for sailors, but it's terrible for showing the real size of countries. Some countries look way bigger, some smaller, and some are just out of place. Today, we're exposing the top 10 countries most misrepresented on maps. We'll use overlays and side-by-side comparisons to reveal the truth, and after this, you'll never see a world map the same way again. This isn't a boring geography lesson, it's the truth that's been hidden from you since kindergarten. Let's get into it. Number 10. Greenland, the map's biggest imposter. It's the landmass that tricks almost everyone at first glance, and it's been doing so for centuries. On the Mercator map, Greenland looks as big as Africa. In fact, it often appears to rival the world's largest continents in size. But that's a total illusion, one of the most convincing tricks in cartography. The Mercator projection stretches land near the poles, making Greenland look enormous. It's a side effect of trying to flatten a round planet onto a rectangle. In reality, Greenland is only about 2.1 million square kilometers. Pretty big, but nowhere near what the map suggests. Africa? Over 30 million square kilometers. That's more than 14 times the size of Greenland. You could fit 14 Greenlands inside Africa. Imagine stacking them up. There'd still be room to spare. On the map, Greenland looks like it could swallow South America, but Brazil alone is almost 4 times larger. The difference is staggering when you see the real numbers. This is the most famous map lie, a tiny island blown up to look like a continent. It's a classic case of cartographic exaggeration. Every time you see Greenland on a map now, remember? It's not a northern giant, just a small island with a big ego, thanks to the way we draw our maps. The Mercator projection turned it into a visual illusion that's fooled generations, from school children to seasoned travelers. Greenland is the poster child for map distortion, showing just how much our perspective can be warped by a simple drawing. Next time you see it, you'll know the truth, and you'll never look at world maps the same way again. And we're just getting started. Let's move on to the next map mystery. Number 9. Africa, the world's most underrated giant, and a continent that's often misunderstood. On the Mercator map, Africa looks about the same size as Greenland, but that's wildly wrong. Greenland is tiny compared to Africa in reality. Africa is the second largest continent, covering over 30 million square kilometers, almost unimaginably vast. To put it in perspective, you can fit the entire USA, China, India, all of Western Europe, and Japan inside Africa, and still have room left over for more. The map shrinks Africa, making Europe and North America look much bigger than they actually are, distorting our sense of global scale. This isn't just a simple mistake. It's a distortion that shaped our view of the world for centuries, influencing education and perception. Africa is a continent of immense diversity, culture, and scale, yet it's been visually minimized for over 500 years on most maps. Next time you see Africa on a map, remember, it's a landmass that dwarfs the USA, China, India, and Europe combined, both in size and in potential. The Mercator map hides the true titan of our planet, making it easy to overlook Africa's real magnitude. Africa is a giant hiding in plain sight, a continent that deserves to be seen for what it truly is. Don't let the map fool you. Challenge what you think you know about the world. The real scale is staggering, and it's time we recognize Africa's true place on our planet. Let's keep going. Who's next? Number 8. Russia. It's the world's largest country by land area, stretching across 2 continents and dominating the northern part of the globe. But surprisingly, it's not quite as massive as most people imagine. Russia is undeniably huge, spanning an incredible 11 time zones and covering over 17 million square kilometers. Its sheer scale is impressive, making it seem almost endless on a map. But here's the catch. The Mercator map projection stretches Russia so much that it looks almost twice the size of Africa, even though that's far from the truth. If you drag Russia's outline down to the equator, where map distortion is minimized, the illusion quickly disappears and its true size is revealed. In reality, Africa is nearly twice as big as Russia. Africa covers about 30 million square kilometers, dwarfing Russia's landmass. The map makes Russia look like an unstoppable empire, but when you compare the numbers, it's clear that Africa is the true giant. Russia is still the biggest country, but the Mercator projection inflates its size to a comical degree, especially near the poles. This distortion isn't just a cartographic quirk, It actually shapes how we perceive global power, influence, and geography. The Mercator projection turns Russia into a visual giant, but the real numbers tell a very different story about the world's true proportions. Don't let the map's dramatic northern stretch fool you into overestimating Russia's size or influence. Russia is big, but it's not the all-encompassing titan it appears to be on most maps. Once again, another map myth. Busted. Number 7. Canada, the Great White North, stretched to the max. On the map, Canada looks like it could swallow the USA whole, but in reality, Canada and the USA are almost the same size, about 10 million square kilometers each. The Mercator projection makes Canada look much bigger, especially its northern islands. Most of Canada's population lives near the US border. The vast north is mostly empty tundra. The map shows land, but not livability. Canada is huge, but not the behemoth the map suggests. The size gap with the USA is tiny, not massive. Another subtle but powerful distortion. Let's head south. Number 6. Brazil, the silent giant of the southern hemisphere. On the map, Brazil looks smaller than Greenland, but that's a total lie. Brazil sits near the equator, so it's shown close to its real size. Greenland, stretched by the map, looks bigger, but Brazil is actually over 4 times larger. Brazil covers 8.5 million square kilometers, making it the 5th largest country in the world. You could fit Australia inside Brazil and still have room to spare. The Mercator projection shrinks the importance of equatorial countries like Brazil. Brazil is a geographic powerhouse overshadowed by distorted northern giants. Don't let the map fool you. Brazil is a true continental titan. The southern hemisphere deserves more respect. On to the next. Number 5. India, the underestimated powerhouse. On the map, India looks modest, squeezed between Asia and the Indian Ocean. But India is the 7th largest country, with over 3.2 million square kilometers. You could fit the UK into India 13 times. India's population is over 1.4 billion, almost double all of Europe combined. The map shows land, but not the human scale. India is a subcontinent teeming with life, not just a triangle on a map. Its true size and importance are hidden by its position and the map's distortions. Don't judge a country's impact by its map size. India is a giant in every sense. Number 4. Alaska versus Mexico, the map's north-south showdown. On the map, Alaska looks as big as or bigger than Mexico, but Alaska is about 1.7 million square kilometers. Mexico is over 1.9 million. Mexico is actually bigger. The map's northern stretch flips the truth. In population, Alaska has under 750,000 people. Mexico has over 126 million. The map makes them look like rivals, but they're worlds apart. This is a classic Mercator deception. Don't trust the map's size comparisons. Mexico is the real heavyweight here. Let's keep going. Number 3. The European ego, how the map boosts a continent. Europe sits front and center on the Mercator map, looking big and important. But Europe, excluding Russia, is only about 10 million square kilometers. Africa is over 30 million, 3 times bigger. You could fit all of Europe in the northern Sahara. The map makes Europe look like a rival to Africa, but it's not even close. This distortion has reinforced a Eurocentric worldview for centuries. Geography tells a different story. Europe is a small peninsula with an outsized map presence. Africa is the real giant next door. The map flips the script. Time for number 2. Number 2, Australia, the island continent with a hidden scale. On the map, Australia looks about the same size as Greenland, but Australia is 7.7 million square kilometers. Greenland is just 2.1 million. Australia is more than 3.5 times larger. It's the 6th largest country, almost as wide as the contiguous USA. The Mercator map shrinks Australia, making it look like a southern afterthought. In reality, it's a continent-sized nation. Don't let the map rob Australia of its true scale. The land down under is a giant. Ready for number 1? Number 1, Antarctica, the map's biggest lie. On the Mercator map, Antarctica is a massive, endless white strip at the bottom. In reality, it's about 14.2 million square kilometers, 5th largest continent, not infinite. The map stretches the South Pole into a line as wide as the equator, turning Antarctica into a meaningless smear. The real Antarctica is a circular landmass, not an endless wall of ice. It's bigger than Europe and Australia, but much smaller than Africa or Asia. The Mercator map can't handle the poles, so it sacrifices Antarctica's true shape. This is the most extreme distortion in cartography. Antarctica isn't the bottom of the world, it's a world of its own. The map hides its true geography completely. Now you know the truth. Which map trick surprised you most? Greenland's real size, Africa's true scale, or Antarctica's infinite illusion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The Mercator projection has warped our view of the world for centuries, but the real world is far more fascinating. Understanding true geography changes everything. Hit like, share, and subscribe for more myth-busting geography. Thanks for watching. See you next time.